Welcome back to Salute to Education. I'm Dennis Morgigno here with County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Randy Ward. We have talked in the past about the impending budget, but now we have Governor Brown's proposal for a budget. And on balance, it seems to be really good news for schools because there is more money available. And something we talked about before, they're finally going to pay off those IOUs to districts. What's your view of the budget plan?
The impending budget hath arrived.
You're right.
And it not only has arrived this year, but really the local control funding formula has already been in play for a year, for half a year. And I think what the governor is doing in terms of this new budget, these additional resources or resources returning, is a smart move. It's kind of like what you, I, and the viewers would do. Try and pay off some of your debt.
Right.
If you pay off your mortgage, get a little extra money, pay off the credit card, pay off a few things. And that means you could use resources coming in later, your paycheck, other things, taxes, for other priorities. And so I think it's a smart move to pay off these deferrals, which have crippled our districts inequitably over time, because some districts don't have a lot of state money coming in. Others, 80–90% of their budgets are state money. So when you have these deferrals, it hurts some districts much more than others in that they have to take loans out, okay? So I think that's important. I think it's important that he's stashing some money away for a rainy day when things don't look as good as they are now. And remember, Prop 30 only lasts 5 years. It ends at some point, so there's a cliff somewhere. A lot of districts and educators and maybe parents would like to see more resources at this time going to our schools, but I think people understand that you have to be very wise about this type of budget.
And it seems to be a prudent approach. And one of the things that every year is kind of more of a media event than anything is the annual teacher pink slips. Hey, we have to notify you that you might be losing your job, and it really ends up that very few of them do, but it's always a stressful period for teachers and for their students, and that seems to be going away.
Yeah, I think we may be by that era.
Yeah.
For the meantime.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, for under this budget plan. The big thing that I saw is this local control funding, this local control formula, and it struck me that it might be a double-edged sword where, hey, you get local control. Hey, you have local control, which means you have local responsibility in each of your districts now.
And you can't blame the restrictions on others.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where you got to watch out what you ask for and be prepared for when you get it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is a double-edged sword. For years, we've been asking as leaders to have more say in how funding is provided in terms of how we spend it.
Didn't you tell me before that one of the great problems with the old way of doing things was you had so many mandates placed on state money that it was very hard for districts to do their jobs when money is tight?
It was determined before you got it,
yeah,
where it went,
yeah,
and who it was supposed to be for.
Okay.
And so the fact is we know that we have a large group of students, and that even if you build a very effective program for one student, one type of student, you should be able to build that same effective program for all students, because the ship rises when the tide rises, right? So the thing now is that we really have to have your priorities straight, and you have to figure out what do you want to spend your money on. And how does that affect all children? How does that affect certain classes of children? And how does that affect certain language types of students? And it requires a lot more planning, a lot more intake of input from your stakeholders, including parents, including business leaders, including community leaders, whoever's out there that cares about education, whether they have children in schools or not. And so it's a very exciting time, a challenging time, but very exciting to stretch what we do with some resources that we haven't had before. And we're very optimistic on the outcomes.
Thank you. Dr. Randy Ward will be right back with more.